Hi everyone, my name is Sima and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another Queer Eye update, which if you haven't been on my channel before, this is just a series I'm doing where I talk about self-improvement and things I'm doing to try to make myself better every month through the lens of the pillars that the Queer Eye guys do on their show, just because that makes it a little bit easier for me to organize my own thoughts and kind of plan what I want to do and where I've improved on. If you haven't watched any of my other videos in this series, the playlist should be popping up somewhere on your screen, so you can just click on that and catch up. So where to begin? This is, I think today's July 6th, so I'm a little, it's been more like 5 weeks than 4 weeks since my last update, but just the way the timing of the dates worked out, that's just how it ended up happening. June was kind of a bumpy month, to put it lightly. It was not great. I was not in the best headspace ever. I was feeling really crummy for a lot of it, to be honest with you. So I don't have that many super interesting updates, so let's just like breeze right through these videos. Always somehow end up getting really long because I end up rambling a lot. So I'm gonna try to not do that this time, and I always say that, but I never succeed. But maybe this time will be the time that I don't ramble my way through it for a really, really long time while not saying anything at all. Also, if you hear panting, Luna is here. That's why she always gets very attention grabby when I'm on camera filming these videos. Also, I don't know what this hair is. I just was like, it was like not nice enough to just leave loose. And then it also wasn't like bad enough for me to want to brush it out and braid it. So I just kind of threw it up into this very strange looking bun. It's not my finest bun, it's not the best looking bun in the world. I'm not the greatest at buns, period, but this one's particularly rough, but I also think it's kind of weirdly charming in a way. But these videos are not ever about looking good, they're just about like, I don't know, talking about my life and how I'm doing, and if people want to listen they can, and if they don't then I just kind of get it out and it feels nice. Hello Luna. Luna's also not happy. Actually, Luna's probably had a good month actually, but she also really needs to go to the groomers, but she's not allowed at PetSmart anymore because she gets too anxious for their grooming salon. So I have to try to find her a groomer that has like expertise in like anxious dogs specifically, and I'm gonna try to take her there. Hi Luna. I'm rambling again, so let's just jump right in. I'm gonna start off with Bobby, which is like house stuff and housekeeping and like my environment and just like the way the house looks. So I know last month I said I wanted to tidy a bunch of drawers, and I did end up doing that. I tidied the one in the kitchen, I tidied some of my nightstand drawers in my room. So that went really, really well. The other thing I wanted to do is I wanted to like go through some of the boxes I have from when I had to clear out my desk when I was moving out of my old office. And I said I was gonna do that, and then I didn't actually tackle that at all, but I do want to. It's like it's next to my list of like stuff to do, and now that I've done a bunch of the like other big things that I wanted to tackle, like the drawers and my desks and stuff. That's the next big ticket thing on the list. And then I also did an Ikea order. It was kind of like a house order, so I got some stuff for my roommates, but then for myself I got a shelf that I need to put up that I think I might need to ask my dad for help on, and also like a set of like, I think it's meant to be like a mini filing cabinet. Like it's like a little, it stands up and it has like 3 like small drawers and like 2 wheels. So I think it's meant to be some sort of like basic ass filing cabinet. It was really cheap. It was like 14 bucks, and so I got it because it was cheap, just because I kind of wanted to like reorganize some of my makeup just to make it easier to find stuff, because right now the way it's all packed into one drawer is like really, like it all fits, but it's very hard to find things. So I kind of wanted to like space that out for a bit, and it was gonna be like a temporary storage solution until I declutter some stuff and I can put everything back into the same drawer. And then I was gonna turn it into like a regular filing cabinet, because right now I use like this one like accordion folder thing to put all my like tax documents and financial stuff in, and like contracts and whatever, just important stuff, like adult things. I put them all into that thing, and that kind of is starting to burst at the seams. So I figured once I don't want to put makeup in it anymore, I still have a use for it. But the thing with $14 Ikea stuff is the assembly is very whack, and so I feel like I somehow didn't like, there was like a sheet of like bendable metal basically that you had to like bend into like the drawer. And I feel like I didn't, even though like it doesn't seem like, I don't know how you would bend this wrong because I bent it right on the lines. I feel like I must have like under bent it, like I should have like bent it higher up. So now I'm having like a couple issues putting it together, so I might need to ask my dad for help with that, but I did start to put that together. So I'm excited to also finish that this month. Otherwise, the tasking TV, I know it's last month that I missed one because of my schedule. Me and Elaine have kind of found a way to make it work. But it's been a lot less easier than having just like Mondays off every week, but we've kind of made it work. So I've still been doing that, and it's still been very helpful in terms of making sure I'm changing my sheets and vacuuming and doing laundry and stuff. And so again, just the housekeeping stuff I've been really on top of it just by virtue of having that structure, which has been very, very nice. And even when I don't have a structure, like if we don't get everything done because I have less time because of my schedule, I still like use that momentum to like propel myself into like doing other things just in my own spare time that like is not necessarily like on the phone with Elaine or during our like designated task time. So I think it's just overall been making me more productive, so that's been really good. And so I'm glad that even though like my schedule is all over the place, I've like found a way to make it work. I don't know if this is like a Bobby or house thing necessarily. Also, sorry if you can hear chewing. Luna is chewing really hard on her bone. But I think this month I want to do something I've been procrastinating on for a while, which is do like a deep clean of all of my makeup brushes, which is like many. I think I have like 200, like I don't know, 30 makeup brushes probably. I have way too many. So I would like to do like a nice declutter and also maybe get rid of some of my older ones that are kind of like the bristles are just like really fucked up now, and just like throw those out. But I do want to do like a really nice deep clean of my makeup brushes. I just haven't done the time because I have so many that like doing it becomes a chore, but then I also have so many because I don't want to do it. So it's kind of this catch-22 of I keep buying new makeup brushes because I don't want to wash makeup brushes, but then I have so many makeup brushes that washing my makeup brushes becomes like a huge chore. So it's like I need to find a solution that is not washing my makeup brushes this infrequently and then turning into this like mammoth task. Maybe just doing them like in smaller batches, but more often. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I need to wash my makeup brushes. They're in dire need. So I think I'm going to try to do that this month. Moving on to Antoni, so like food and a drink and stuff. I've been kind of consistently pretty like following like my like routine of just like eating healthy and like mindful and stuff. But I've also been really careful to not like box myself out of things. Like I said last month, I didn't want to like restrict myself or like make it into a thing where I was like torturing myself all the time. So I just kind of have been sticking to making sure what I eat at home is fitting into the parameters I want. But then also when I'm doing social eating, so like with my friends or my roommates, I'm also trying to like not say no to things because I don't want to like break my streak or whatever. I just like, well, like I said before, like just like eat something and then move on. And that's kind of been nice, and because it's been like I don't feel like I'm restricting myself because I'm still having like nice food every once in a while. Not saying that the food I'm eating every day is like not nice, but you know what I mean, like perfectly calibrated like macro food versus like, I don't know, just eating at a restaurant or whatever, like ordering in. And I'm making sure I tie that specifically to social things so it doesn't turn into a habit of like anytime I'm like, oh, I don't want to cook, I like order in, because that's also like a road I don't want to go back down, because that was like my road for a while. So I think by having it be that like I try to keep all the meals that are just like, it's just me eating, as close to this routine as possible, or like deviate in a way that makes sense for me. Like I definitely have been having like treats because of the heat wave, like just like ice cream and stuff, but I've been like calibrating that. But then when I go to like, my roommates are like, hey, do you want to order in tonight for the movie we're gonna watch? I've just been being like chill with that and being like, yeah, sure. But I never like initiate ordering in takeout because again, I don't want to switch from predominantly making my food to predominantly eating takeout is what I'm trying to say. And I feel like if I don't tie, at least right now, the way my mindset is now, like this might change in the future, but the way it is right now, I feel like if I start ordering in anytime I'm too tired to cook or too lazy to cook, I'll just start making more excuses to do it. Whereas if I explicitly tie it to this is a thing you can do socially with other people, I'm more likely to do it in like a moderate, healthy manner. But anyways, yeah, otherwise my food's been good. I know I said last month I want to try new recipes. I did diversify a bit. Like I stopped doing the same like 3 recipes on loop and I added like 1 or 2 other ones to the rotation, but I still haven't done that proper thing where I wanted to like try some entirely new things yet. So I'm gonna punt that over to this month's goal list. And I'm also still not hydrated enough. Like I'm still like really bad at drinking water. I don't know why. I'm still working on it, but I have no updates on the getting adequately hydrated front, which is unfortunate because I know that's like a big thing. Like it just like in human health, and also like how good your skin looks, and like it affects like a variety of factors, it being hydrated enough, and I'm very bad at that. So still working on it. Don't have really any updates. Oh, the other thing too is I have like, I know I mentioned before that I've been using hydration apps, but I broke my streak after like, I want to say like 150 days of using this app or something crazy like that. Like I had a streak going for a while and then I broke my streak by accident one night, and I haven't been able to bring myself to open the app ever since. So like I think my little plant that I was trying to keep alive is like super dead now, but it's just like I could not do it. I was just so frustrated. Like once the streak was broken, I had no incentive, especially because now I'm not sending like weekly reports to the hospital to be like, here, this is what I ate, this is how much like liquid I had every day. Like since I don't have to make those reports anymore, I don't have any reason beyond keeping the streak to keep opening the app again, because it's like I don't really care to log my water for myself. Like you know, like logging it was more so that I had an idea to report, and less so because I know a lot of people use those apps to motivate themselves. Those don't motivate me. Like I never get the notification to go drink water and like get up to go drink water. I was like solely using it as like a keeping track because I need to keep track, and not because it motivated me in any way. And so now that I don't have the streak to keep and I don't have anyone to report to, it's like the app doesn't actually incentivize me to drink water in any way, and I don't care to keep track. So like, I feel like I'm drinking less, but I don't actually know because again, I'm not keeping track. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to the water thing, but the apps are not the answer because they clearly are not working. Oh, and the other thing too is I know I mentioned before, like a couple months back, that I have been doing this like monthly veggie box with my roommates, and now we have like a farm share thing. We started a new box. It's like a summer veggie thing that we have to go pick up every week. This one's weekly. It's not monthly. It's like but we get like weekly veggies, and that has been, again, really fun because I know last time when we were doing the veggie thing, it would like push me to try new veggies that I hadn't had before, and it's already doing it this time around too. Like I had some like, I've had these white radishes that I never had before that were really nice to try. I just ate those like plain on their own, and it was really good. I had garlic scapes, which I've also never had before, but I put them into like a really good like stir fry, and it was really, really good. Like I'd never had garlic scapes before, and I love them now. I'm obsessed. I think I'm getting them again this week. So that's really exciting. And then also my roommate Iris, who I've said is like a wizard, magical, great at everything. She has a bunch of stuff growing in our garden, which I love. So like, I ran out of spinach, which is kind of what I've been throwing in all of my sandwiches and all of my salads. But I didn't have time to get some more because I'd run out. And so I just went to our garden and like plucked some like lettuce out of the ground and then washed it and then ate it. And it was just like, cool, we have food in our yard. So that was kind of fun. So that's been really nice. Moving on to Tan France. I don't have a whole, actually I do kind of have updates here. So I did a Thredup order. I don't know if you know what Thredup is, but it's like an online thrifting consignment store type situation. I've seen it in a lot of YouTubers videos. Like I think they sponsor a lot of YouTubers, and I kind of like, I don't tend to give too much like weight to like things that are sponsored by YouTubers, because like obviously they're gonna tell you it's great stuff, even if they like endorse it. I'm also like, you are getting paid by this company. But what I like, Christy is like also like a bigger gal, and so I kind of like appreciated, like she specifically was like, this is great because they have stuff that's like for big people but also like petite sizes, which is like my big thing, is like nothing ever fits me because I'm short as hell, and for some reason most places that make clothes for short people only make clothes for skinny short people. So I really struggle with that, and so like the kind of like the incentive to just like go and browse their petite section in my size was kind of like, I was like, I'll just go take a look, take a gander and see if anything catches my eye, and if it does, then maybe I'll make an order. But I was not like, I have to do this to support Christy, even though I did. I did use her code. It gave me a great sweet 30% off. It was really lovely, and I'm really glad I heard it from her. But like I'd heard about Thredup before, and it was only her like specifically pointing out the petite thing that made me like actually want to give it a shot. And so I did do an order because I went through like all of their stuff that was in my size, and also like I didn't want it to be, because I did some also like independent Googling where I was like, okay, like how like reputable is this website? What are like people who are not getting paid by them, what are they saying? And so what I heard was like basically like their stuff that they say is like new isn't always like new. Like sometimes it can be quite worn, etc, etc. So I kind of was like, I am going to narrow it down to stuff that is new with tags on in my sizes in petite, and that was kind of like the parameters I laid for myself. And then I kind of went through all the stuff that was there, picked out some stuff, and then narrowed it down. Like I had a lot, like at one point I had way too many things in my cart, and there's a dress that I put back that I still kind of like, I should have not put that dress back. It was really pretty, but I also don't know how it would have looked on me. But anyway, so I did a Thredup order, and I got a long, like a red maxi dress that I thought was gonna be more of like a summer maxi dress. Like I thought it was gonna be way more casual than it was, and then it came and it actually seems to be like a straight up like a formal dress. So I'm probably gonna like keep it for like a wedding or something, because I might have a wedding coming up. I don't know if it's gonna be soon, but like at some point, because I think one of my cousins got engaged like fairly recently, so maybe I can wear this to the wedding. I don't know, but I mostly just got it because I was like very excited by the prospect of having a maxi dress, because I've literally never worn like a long dress before, because I'm so short that like long dresses are always too long for me, like way too long, and I'm not the kind of person that has the budget to like tailor things to be my size. So I've never done it before, but this seemed like the perfect opportunity to do that. It was a Reformation dress, which is the other thing too that I really wanted to try about with Thredup, was like I really wanted to get some like sustain, like I know some like, I know a lot of the Thredup like YouTube ads or like the sponsorships people, they're like, oh, I got this like H&M shirt that was originally $20 for like $3, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go to a thrift store and get H&M, you know, like I'm not gonna get like Forever 21 products. Like I really wanted to like look for stuff that was like for more sustainable, higher end, higher quality, like ethical brands. So the dress was Reformation, which I've heard is a very sustainable, good brand, but like all their stuff is really expensive. Like I think the dress was originally $388, and I got it for like 100 and like something. But yeah, so that was really pretty. And the big hit was something I like almost didn't get, because I was like, there's no way this is gonna look good on me. Like I was like, there's no, like I am not gonna be able to pull this off. I just want it because I like have seen one too many gifs of like those girls on like Scream Queens or like Gossip Girl, you know, like the rich private school stereotype where they wear like tweed skirts and like little blazers. Like I had seen one too many like white teenager tries to imitate Jackie O-esque shows, and I kind of was like, what if I also had like a tweed skirt? And so like a skirt and like blazer combo that's like tweed, and I thought for sure, like I was so sure that this was gonna be such a flop. Like I almost didn't get it, and then I did. Audience, when I tell you that shit fucks, like it looks so good. I've never in my life thought I would look good in like formal-esque wear, or just like anything that's like not like just like a casual cutesy outfit. Holy fuck, do I look good. It was like, oh, you too can be a girl boss. perhaps. Anyway, so like that was really fun. And then I got like a really comfy, like really kind of like soft, incredibly soft sweater, like a crop sweater too, which again meant it was not obnoxiously long on me. And then I also got like a different dress that like, that dress is like okay, it didn't fit super well, but it also wasn't like the worst. Like it wasn't worth the price of shipping it back because I'm in Canada, so I don't get free returns. It wasn't worth the price of shipping it back because that was like one of the cheapest things I got. Like I think it was like maybe $10. So I was just like, whatever. It doesn't fit perfectly, but it's also like, all right. But most, like all in all, it was like almost entirely hits. So that was like amazing. Like that Thredup order was so exciting. And it was also like, I specifically was like, get stuff that you're not gonna ever buy yourself. And it's also kind of out of your comfort zone and just like contribute something to your wardrobe. And I think all of those, and I also got like them a little smaller than like my current size because I was like, we're still heading down that trajectory. So I kind of was like intentionally like slim things down a bit because this is probably not going to be the size you're going to stay. And so I just like was very excited. But then the other big thing, the other really huge things, I kind of was like going through like the stuff I already have, and I was putting together some outfits for the summer, and a lot of the stuff that like had stopped fitting me fits me again. And I like tried on, like I just re-put together some really cute outfits just based on stuff that I like had forgotten I had, or I'd kind of like cast aside as like stuff I couldn't wear anymore because it didn't fit me anymore. And like, yeah, I just put together some like very cute, very banging, very like made me feel like edgy and powerful outfits that I like was really excited about. Like I felt really good. And so it kind of like, I don't know, I didn't like, besides the Thredup order, I didn't really buy anything, and I haven't worn any of the Thredup stuff. Like I literally, that's all like stuff that like has specific scenarios I think that'll be good on, like the formal dress or like the skirt blazer combo. Like those are all for specific situations. But the stuff I've actually been like wearing on a day-to-day basis has all been stuff I already have and stuff that like I just like rediscovered again. And it's just been so nice to just like go through my wardrobe and like put together outfits and like be like, oh, I actually like do have like some stuff that like not just like stuff that I like put on and like just wear, but like stuff like I actively feel like super badass and cool wearing. So I don't know, it's just been fun to do that. So even though I don't like I feel like I started the segment out by saying I don't have any updates, I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, have worn a lot of cool stuff this month that I had a lot of fun wearing. And I also have kind of been thinking, this is the thing Elaine has been trying to get me to do forever, and I keep saying no because I'm like, no one's gonna care, and I don't really have outfits that are like I think are that good. But this month I actually do feel like I have outfits that I would be proud to like be like, look at my outfit. Please tell me my outfit is nice. But she's been trying to get me to do like an outfits video for like ever, and I kind of was like, I don't know how I would film that, and I still don't know how I would film that, but I kind of want to do it now because now I'm like, okay, I have at least 3 outfits in my head, so there's like potential, like there could be something there, like if I did like some sort of like, yeah, like an outfits video. I don't know. So I might do it. I'm strongly thinking about doing an outfits video. And it actually might also be better to like even see how outfits look on myself too, because I don't like, I have like a full length mirror, but it's not really a full length mirror. It's like kind of like one of those longer like cheap dorm room mirrors that people sell that, like for like $10 at Walmart. I have one of those, but it's like abysmal for actually seeing how you like something looks on you, and it's like awful for taking photos. So I actually do feel like the best way to show other people, like including just my friends who like hear me talking about these outfits but like don't, if they're not friends that I'm going to see in person, don't actually really get to get a proper look at them, a video might actually be a fun way to like show them too. If I could figure out how to film it in a way that like looks good, I might do like a fashion video. So I don't know, don't like bet on that happening soon or at all, but it's like it's in the realm of possibility more so than it was last month. Again, like I said last month, now that I can see all my shoes, I've been like wearing different shoes, which has been really nice. And then also, one of my goals last month was to actually remember to put on sunglasses. And guess what, baby? Guess who wore her sunglasses like multiple times this month? This bitch. I did. I remembered it, and I'm very proud of myself because I got those sunglasses to wear them, and now I can wear them and I can actually see through them, which is awesome. So look, on the tan friends front, it's actually been a really fucking good month actually, I think. Also look at how cute this choker is. I got a bunch of, I had a Torrid like $20 off coupon, and so I literally was like, I don't actually want to buy things at Torrid, I just want to use my coupon. So I went online and they had this like set of like chokers, and it was, I think it was like 5 or 6 different chokers, and it was like $10, and then so I got that, and then I got it's like a set of earrings that was also $10, and that was just kind of where my coupon went. But now I have a choker and a bunch of other chokers. They're all black chokers, but they have like different designs on them. This one's just the plain like stripe. But yeah, I like it. I think it looks cool. I feel very badass. Yeah, Tan France front has been awesome. I'm sweating so hard. It is so hot. You're in a heat wave. I am like low-key dying. Kind of covered in dog hair. Also, I'm in the basement. I cannot imagine how bad it is for my roommates upstairs with how hot it is down here. It's like exponentially worse up there. Anyway, let's move on to Jonathan Van Ness. So it's like grooming and like skincare and makeup, etc., etc., hair, whatever. I've been having my hair down a lot, mostly because I feel like my curls have looked really good this month. Like I know I've been saying this for a couple months where I feel like they're progressively getting better and I'm getting better at like dealing with them. But even though I feel like I didn't like change like my routine at all this month, I feel like I've just kind of been like plopping it better. I don't actually know, but like I just feel like the curls have been looking so good and I feel like they're finally starting to like consistently kind of form in the way I would like them to. So my hair has been down a lot. I've been doing some of the same kind of like cutesy like pigtail situations or like 2 little pigtails and the rest of my hair is down kind of scenario. I went to the beach with some friends and I did 2 like mini buns and that was kind of fun. I could not get them even at all. Like for the life of me, I could not get those buns even, but I just like gave up at some point and like committed to them being uneven and it seemed fine. People said it looked cute, so I think that worked, whatever it was. So yeah, I've been having fun with my hair. I know I said last month I wanted to try the rose gold like colorista spray, and someone on YouTube gave me some really good tips on my own like my colorista video on like how to spray it better this time, which was like first of all like a really kind, really sweet comment. It was like she was telling me how she was like a punk in the 80s in like England, and I was like, you are so cool, you are so badass, I aspire to you. But she was giving me tips on like how to spray it so that it doesn't go everywhere, and I was like, wow, you are so smart. I should have tried all these things. So I actually do, I know I said this last month and probably the month before that I want to spray it, but I actually do want to spray it this month. So like fingers crossed I do that and I remember to do it. The other exciting thing is I feel like I'm finally in a place where I'm double vaxxed. Speaking of, I'm double vaxxed, but I'm double vaxxed. My whole household is double vaxxed. My family is double vaxxed. So I feel like, and also just stuff is opening up in Ontario, so I feel a little bit less stupid being like, I should go get my eyebrows done. So I might actually, if I can, depending on like, I don't know how the appointments are gonna be and like how busy it's gonna be, but if I can actually like slot myself in, for the first time since February 2020, I might actually go and get my eyebrows professionally threaded, and bitch, I'm gonna look like a whole new person. Like I don't know how to explain to you. When I got my eyebrows done, everybody says this to me, especially my mom, so I don't know if this is her opinion, but like I feel like multiple people have said this to me before. When I get my eyebrows done, like my whole face opens up. It's like insane, like how much of my face is like real estate taken up by my eyebrows, and how much just getting them done, not thinned, like they're still thick as fuck, but just getting them like threaded a smidge. Your girl is gonna come out looking brand new, so I'm excited for that. It's gonna hurt like a fuck though, like it's gonna hurt so bad. I'm not looking forward to that part, but I am looking forward to how it's gonna look afterwards. Otherwise, I've been trying to like remember to wear sunscreen going outside because it's hot as fuck, and I finally have a sunscreen that I think looks good under makeup and doesn't give me like weird flashback, so I kind of need to try to remember that more, but I've been doing a decent job at remembering it. I just also remember to reapply, which it's like that's my failing. I'm so bad at reapplying sunscreen after you put it on. So sunscreen's been really good. It's been kind of up and down and kind of average, like no real updates on the skincare or teeth brushing front. It's kind of been like, I'm good at it when I'm in a good headspace, and then when I get really depressed real bad, I'm really bad at it. So no real updates there. Just gonna keep trying to improve it and try to like find a way to like, I don't know, get myself to do it when I'm feeling like shit and I don't want to move. So I don't know. No real updates on that part, but some updates in general on the grooming front nonetheless. Oh, and I've been having a lot of fun with makeup this month. Like my makeup game has been really good, if I do say so myself, and also I've been trying a lot of cream products, and I feel like I used to have an aversion to cream products because all the people I would watch when learning how to do my makeup like would barely ever use them, or they would be like, you have to be so careful with cream products, they're so scary. But like I've been trying cream products a lot this month and they look really good and they look really natural, and I've been having fun just like playing with makeup. Like makeup is just so fun for me. Like I don't know how to explain it. I've been having fun with makeup. I'm gonna keep having fun with makeup, do some more fun, crazy, colorful looks, and maybe try some new techniques. Like there are some things like I've seen other people do that I kind of want to try just to see how it looks on me. Like, you know, like the really like foxy, like it goes really in eye and then it like extends really out, like that kind of like eye shape. I kind of want to try that because it looks really good on other people, and I'm kind of curious about how it would look on me. And also I just want to like nail the technique down. I'm really bad at stuff that involves like getting really close to like your eyeball, but I want to get better at it. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes. Sorry if I'm talking fast. I am just in like, I feel like not well. Moving on to Karamo, so like culture, mental health, socializing, hobbies, that whole conundrum, everything he tackles on the show, which is like literally everything, like Bella Bus him. Let's just move on to that part. I feel like broadly this month, and also just like in the past couple months, I feel like I've kind of lost sight of what I wanted to do with this project, and I've kind of like, I've not really focused on it as much as I would like. And I feel like I've deprioritized it a bit, which has led to me like approaching stuff differently. Whereas like it used to be like before, I was very cognizant because I knew I had to film these videos to like, when I did something that I thought was like interesting or important or like different or monumental in some way, I would like take a note of it on my phone. And so I had like those notes to like reference on when putting together what I was gonna say in these videos and kind of like jotting down notes. But I haven't really been doing that. Like I feel like I kind of lost sight of like what I wanted to do. And I've just been in this weird funk for the past couple months, and like obviously I think part of it is because I've just gone through a lot of like changes in my life in the past couple months, like from like March to July. Like it's been like a lot of like upheaval, like ups and downs, like April, May, June. It was 3 months of like absolute like ups and downs and like huge changes and adjustments, and so it's made it really hard to like sit and like get into the nitty-gritty of like what kind of self-improvement do I want to do today? But I kind of want to try to refocus because I feel like I have lost sight of it a bit, and I think it's also shown in these videos where I feel like when I first started out I had like very clear like this is my goal and I would achieve it the next month because I would like it would be something small but I would focus on it, whereas now I feel like it's kind of abstract and just kind of like I want to do more of this. I want to cook more. It's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I need to take this month to like really get back into the headspace of like why I wanted to do this in the first place and like reprioritize and figure out like, especially now that it's not ending in September like I originally planned. If I want to do this for another year, I just really need to like nail down how that is going to look instead of just kind of phoning it in every month when it's time to make these videos and not actually like concretely like moving towards tweaks and adjustments every month, you know? I know last month I said I was really excited because I'd actually, despite my crazy schedule, been able to like keep a lot of my social stuff. That actually hasn't really happened this month. Like I feel like a lot of my like concrete like every week social stuff has been like kind of wiped out. Like I haven't been doing my weekly walks with my friend, which sucks. Like I miss those. Movie nights, both with my roommates and with my friend Andy, have kind of not really been happening just because of like, again, conflicting schedules, and like I don't have like a lot of these plans were made when I didn't have a job. Like in that the 6 week period that I wasn't working was when a lot of those things got going. And so now that I am working and I'm often working in the evenings, it's been really hard to like coordinate a lot, like replan those things or like work them around schedules. So it's like I really miss those. But in like a lot of other ways, like I still have been like doing tasks and TV as hard as that has been, and I've also still been doing like my weekly video game session with Becca. Like those are the two that I think I still have kind of done like a decent job holding on to, but I feel like I've lost a lot of those other planned stuff, which sucks because I do feel like having those like consistently planned out things with people who are doing me really good, but it's like being an adult, working around adult schedules is hard. So I don't know, I think I'm gonna just try to do them when I can, but also like I don't think I can necessarily do it every week anymore. Like I know last month I said I was gonna watch My Neighbor Totoro with my roommates, and that just didn't happen, but I think we're actually finally gonna watch it this week. And so it's, I don't know, it's probably not gonna be like a weekly movie night thing anymore, unless all of our schedules like vastly change very quickly. But I think just like having it be an idea that we can kind of all, when we're free, kind of come back to is like good enough, I guess. I did do a lot of socializing in other ways though. Like so like I've hung out with like some journalism pals that I haven't seen in like ages. Like I've hung out with them twice this month, and that's been really, really nice. Like it's really been nice catching up with them, especially because like they're always like, they always give this like air of like competency. So I'm always like, I feel like just by being in their presence, I feel like a better person. I feel like a smarter person. I feel like a more responsible person. Like being around them makes me want to be better. And I don't know, it's just really, it's always really, really nice to catch up with them. It also just makes me feel like a lot more well-adjusted, because like I'm like, okay, if they want to hang out with me, then clearly like I'm not, like I can't be that much less competent than them, right? Because like otherwise they wouldn't want to hang out with me. So I don't know, it's like, it's just nice hanging out with them. It's like it's a nice like self-esteem boost. They're just people I hold near and dear to my heart. I have so much love and respect for them, and it's really, really nice to see them twice this month, and I want to keep seeing them again going forward. And also I think once, I don't work with all of them, but I work with some of them, so like once offices open back up, whenever that may be, hopefully I will just like see them more, which will be nice, because as it stands currently, it's like I miss the chit chat of just being in an office so fucking badly. Like I don't miss the commute, I don't miss a lot of stuff but working not from home, but I do miss like just the built-in like socialization aspect of like going to a physical workplace. I know like, the one thing about me and Andy's movie nights though is like, even though we haven't really been doing movie nights, we have been kind of on and off watching the Stanley Cup together. So like we'll both put the game on and we'll like watch. And I will say the Stanley Cup playoffs have put me through the ringer. I am a Habs fan. I don't know if I definitely have talked about Carey Price. I feel like I did that really recently, but I wasn't really a hockey fan until I lived in Montreal, and then Montreal during a playoffs run and Carey Price, all those things combined together like turned me into a hockey fan. And so I've always been like rooting for the Habs, but it's like kind of been hard to root for them. Like I never stopped, but it was also like, I'm not gonna like invest time and energy and get like really stressed out about it, because I can't follow sports year round. Like I know people who do, and I love that for those people. I literally cannot do it because I get too stressed out. Like I do not have the temperament to follow sports for prolonged periods of time. It's why I only tune into like soccer during the FIFA World Cup. I only tune into like a lot of other sports during the Olympics. Like I tune into figure skating or gymnastics or whatever like during the Olympics, or like, I don't know, swimming, diving, snowboarding. I only tune into those things during the Olympics. I tune into hockey when my team is doing well in the playoffs, and like that's just because I literally do not have the mental capacity to tune in year round, because I get too invested. Like I get so, like it works me up. Like I have gotten headaches over the course of these Stanley Cup playoffs. I have like not been able to sleep. I have gotten like chest pains. Like I'm not the person that has the temperament for sports. Like I get too invested in it, and to the point where it's like not like I cannot separate it from myself. Like I just work myself really bad. And like the stress gets to me. Like I literally had to go lie on the floor during game 4, like yesterday or on Monday, because I like, was yesterday Monday? I don't know what the day is anymore. I had to go lie on the floor during game 4 because like I literally like in the break between third period and overtime, I was like, I literally felt like I was gonna like vomit. Like I had like a splitting headache. I felt so awful. And that was like, it was kind of funny because I went into game 4 this Monday, like I was like ready to lose. I wasn't ready to, like I didn't want us to lose, but I also was like, I kind of like after, if you are not following the series, you do not know what I'm talking about. The Habs are in the Stanley Cup final. They are playing the Tampa Bay Lightning. They have lost the first 3 of their 4 games. I went to game 4 kind of like, we're probably gonna lose. And I kind of worked myself into like accepting that we were probably gonna lose after game 2, because we did really well in game 2 and we still lost. So I was like, okay, if we can't win game 2 when we are playing our best and Tampa is playing not bad, but the worst they've shown thus far. I was like, okay, if we can't win this one, how are we gonna win any of them? And like I still had hope, because hope is like an evil little thing that bores its way into your chest, and you're like it's not really over until it's over, right? But I kind of was like, all right, whatever, we're gonna lose. But I didn't want to get swept. And so like going into overtime, I was so stressed out. I was lying on the floor. Anyway, that's not what any of this is about. I've been really invested in the playoffs. The Montreal Canadiens are probably gonna break my heart, or they're gonna complete their insane Cinderella run. I don't know what it's gonna, I have resigned myself to the most likely scenario. But if they pull shit off, bitch, I will lose my fucking mind. But anyway, so we've kind of replaced the movies with just texting during the game, because I'm usually working during the game, but I will throw it up on my TV, and so I'll kind of be paying attention while I work. And so it's been nice to kind of like just text back and forth, and that's kind of like been like a sort of mini substitution for our movie nights. And like, it's not something that I can, like once the playoffs end, I can't really continue that with like movies. Like I can't put on a movie while I'm working, because that's like a thing that requires a lot more attention. But it has been nice to just have that contact. And I also like have been other things that are opening up, like planning like trips that I might like head to. I don't know, I kind of been thinking about getting a flight to Winnipeg in like, I don't know, in the fall at some point to go see her, and then we can do some movies in person. That'll be nice. But yeah, so it's not like we have no interaction at all. It's just been like, it's been hard with our schedules, but we've kind of found a way to make it work with the playoffs, so that's been nice. And I also watched the playoff game yesterday with my roommate, so that was also really funny. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. The point is, socialization is kind of up and down, but there have been some really, really high highs and some kind of lows. And also hockey is like ruining my life and is going to take years off of my life. I do think though, no matter what happens with hockey, like for real, like to fully be honest with you, like I know I said I don't have the right temperament for it, but it has also been really, really fun. Like I could not be the person that sits and watches like every game of every, like a full hockey season. Like I just don't have the attention span or the time, but it is really nice to follow your team in playoffs. And I do try to tune into the Habs whenever they do make playoffs, and they usually end up disappointing me, which is, it's what sports are, right? Like it's the name of the game. It's oftentimes your team is gonna more often than not disappoint you. But when shit like this happens, man, it's fun. Like it was fun to like come back and like beat the Leafs. Like nobody was expecting that except for the Habs. Like the Habs just never gave up, and that was really fun. Like, it was like kind of like, it was one of those things where it was like, I was just happy to be here at first. I was like, whatever. No one even thought we were gonna make playoffs, and no one thought we were gonna survive the first rounds. I was just like so happy to be here, and then it just like kept getting crazier and crazier. So like it's like been so taxing but so fun. And so I will say that has been like both like I can't say if it's been a net positive or a net negative on my mood, but it has been kind of spiced up my month basically. Like my month would have been, I don't know if I hadn't been like obsessively watching hockey, I don't know what I would have done this month, just because so much of like my other stuff in terms of socializing was taken away because of my schedule. But hockey was one of those things where I could do it while I worked, and so it was like a nice change of pace. I don't know what I'm so sorry, this is not making any sense. I'm just rambling. I'm gonna move on. So yeah, I haven't really been able to watch movies like I said, but I have been watching shows. I have been watching the Loki show just on my own, but it's been kind of nice to talk to people about it. I'm having fun with it. I have thoughts on the way the MCU has handled Loki. I would say since Ragnarok, to be honest. I think they should have just like, I'm not gonna get into this, but I just think there are two very specific versions of Loki in the MCU, and they're not very compatible with each other, but they don't feel like the same character. And I don't mean like Loki like in the show where there's like multiple Lokis, but I specifically mean like Loki Prime, like the one that died in 2018 or whatever. I feel like the trajectory Loki went on from Thor 2011 through the Avengers and Thor: The Dark World, that was like one character. And then everything after that, from like Ragnarok to Infinity War, Endgame, into the Loki show, that Loki, both versions of him, the one that died and the one that like disappeared in 2012 in Endgame and then appeared in the Loki show, that's a whole different character. And I wish that Marvel had done more to mesh those two characters together so it didn't feel jarring, because as someone who was attached to the first iteration of Loki, I constantly wish that that was addressed a little bit better. And I am sad that it just seems like Marvel is gonna take everything they built up with that character and throw it away, because that character was, like, I know the Thor movies were not the most beloved in the MCU, but that character was one of the best parts of those movies, if not the best part of the movie. I don't think you can argue that. Like, I think even people who hated Thor: The Dark World, which I did not hate that movie. I think the villains sucked. I think the plotline was not the strongest. But I genuinely enjoy watching that movie because I think the Thor and Loki interactions are so well done. And I think just like that movie, just characterization wise, is so fucking good. So it genuinely does upset me that like, because they weren't like the most popular or like critically acclaimed or like, I don't know, fan favorites, Marvel was like, let's throw away everything instead of just like, let's throw away what doesn't work. Which I can tell you exactly what doesn't work, and I'm probably gonna make a video about what I think doesn't work, but we're not gonna talk about it here because it's not the point of this video. But I have been enjoying the Loki show, even though the character is not the Loki that I fell in love with. It's a different Loki, but it's fine. I'm still enjoying it. I'm having a good time. And we have 2 more episodes, and I'm excited to see how they end. And I don't know, maybe those 2 episodes will change my mind on it, but for now, it's like, I'm having a good time, but I also wish the MCU would tackle some of these really interesting concepts that they introduced early on into Loki. I do want to watch some more TV. There are 2 shows that I've been kind of eyeing at watching for a while. I really want to watch the Shadow and Bone Netflix show. I haven't read those books, but the show looks really good. And I also want to watch the Ragnarok show on Netflix, which I believe is Norwegian. It just looks like they actually have a really interesting take on like Norse mythology. So I kind of want to try that out. It looks cool. The acting looks really good. I just think the concept is really cool. It just looks like they're doing some pretty interesting commentary on like climate change, which is hella relevant right now, especially. But yeah, I want to watch that show because it looks really good. Like I said, I'm double vaxxed, and so some of the journalism friends have mentioned that they kind of are thinking about maybe doing a trip to Ottawa for a weekend. So if I can make that work in my schedule, and if that actually ends up happening, that might be a fun little thing that's happening later this month, but that hasn't happened yet. But again, very exciting opportunities to socialize with people who I think are very cool. I also mentioned last month that my PS3 shit the bed because it was broken, and once the controller was disconnected, I couldn't reconnect them, so my brother got me a new one. But then I had to like replay my whole game. So I did catch up on Assassin's Creed 2, and I'm now past where I was before. I haven't really done anything else gaming wise, because I've only really been doing my Assassin's Creed 2 gaming sessions with Becca. That's kind of been it. Yeah, that's kind of it on the gaming front, but it's been fun. It's been really fun. I also finally went back to therapy. I do therapy sessions in June, and they were like kind of heavy. I feel like I done the first one, I feel like yelling a lot about the news, because the news has been really fucked up this month, ladies and gentlemen. So that's kind of like wreaked havoc on my psyche. So I spent the first one pretty much just yelling at the news, and then also thinking about going back to school. I really want a master's degree. Like I really want a master's degree, but then also I'm like, do I want a master's degree for the right reason? So that was like one of the things where it was like unpacking like career stuff, and if I want to go back to school part-time, and then also like what is behind my desire to want to get a master's degree, which is like I like school because school is like constant validation that I'm good at something. Like I know that's why I want to go back to school, because you get grades and you can base all your self-esteem on your grades, right? And I always got good grades, so that was like great. I was like, okay, cool, I'm smart. That's like how I identify myself. But so I'm just like trying to figure out, do I want a master's degree because I want to learn, or I want to, I don't know, I just miss academia, or do I want a master's degree solely because I feel like I base my self-worth on numbers assigned to me by professors and teachers. But I did see a really cool program. It's like a joint program here in Toronto, and it's called the Communications and Culture, and it just seemed like a really cool intersection of like stuff I've read down like journalism wise and the role of news media in society, but also like touching on more like pop culture, the role of pop culture in society. So like there was like courses on like the role of, I don't know, movies and TV and music and theater and how those shape people's perceptions, and it just seemed like really interesting stuff. So I'm kind of tentatively looking into that, but I haven't done any like serious investigation into it. But so we talked about that, and then I also just talked about like how I can't really trust my own brain. Like a lot of it was just me talking about how like I have all these really fucked up thought patterns that all kind of at their core come down to me looking for proof of stuff that is unprovable because I don't trust my own perceptions and I don't trust my own brain. So I feel like I just need to get like proof of everything all the time, even things that can't be proven. And so yeah, I don't know, it was just a lot of just like figuring that stuff out. I have another appointment with Sarah, my therapist, on Monday. I think it's Monday. So I don't know, we're working on stuff. It was nice to see her again. My mental health has been really bad this month, I'll be really honest with you. Like it's been in the pits more often than it hasn't been. And I don't know what it is. Like I wish I knew what triggered it. I think part of it might be that like sorry if this is TMI, but I used to, like I stopped taking my PCOS meds at the beginning of the pandemic. So like in March, I kind of like just ran out and just never like refilled them because I was like, I don't want to go to the pharmacy, blah, 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 who cares, whatever. And then I switched family doctors, and there was a whole thing. So like I was just off my meds for a year. And so like I would have periods every month because I was on birth control. But when I stopped taking that as part of like, that was one of the PCOS meds I was on. When I stopped taking that, I just like didn't have a period for like a year. And then it came back a couple, like recently, semi-recently, like a couple months ago, it came back. Probably just because I lost weight, to be honest with you, which is rough. Like it sucks that like it's like really, that was all it took. But I feel like part of that was just like my hormones now are like back to, I guess, where they were before. And so I feel like a lot of me being down has been like before my period or like around my period. And so that's really fucked me up. But then there's just been other things that have just been like, I don't know what, like I feel like I've been like on edge for no reason. Like I just feel like I have this like giant weight on my chest. I can't like figure out what it's about. I've been really anxious. I keep getting in my own head, like thinking about the future and just like, I get existential questions that I can't find the answer to. So I keep ruminating on them, but I can't find the answer to them. So it doesn't go anywhere. Like life, death, am I going to be alone? Am I going to be like that old person that has nobody who cares about them left when they're like, you know, frail and need someone to look after them? It's just like all these really like dark things I shouldn't be thinking about right now, but I can't stop thinking about them. I just like, I don't know, I feel like I've been feeling very, like I thought a lot of this stuff I thought I'd grown out of, because I was like, oh, you're no longer like a teenager, you're no longer in your early 20s, like you're like a stable adult now. So like, yeah, you have like mental health stuff, but it's like adult mental health stuff. But it's been like a lot of like feeling like I'm 17 again, which is kind of frustrating because I'm almost 10 years removed from being 17, which is saying that feels alarming. Like, how am I 10 years removed almost from being 17? But I don't know, I just feel like it's been a lot of like trigger warning, sorry about like suicide talk, but there's just a lot of like feeling awful and then being like, and not like sorry, don't like call anyone, like I'm not in any imminent risk, but just like, 'cause again, my fear of death outweighs my fear for literally anything else. But a lot of like, oh my fucking God, I want to kill myself. And not in like not in like a joking way, just like straight up like just been like, that's clearly the only solution. And like I've literally had to be like, all right, Karen, relax, calm down. We don't need to be extreme about this. Because again, my fear of death outweighs everything. But my inability to deal with like stuff and that fear like fight each other all the time. But like I fully hadn't like been in that headspace in like years. And it just like came back, I feel like with like a vengeance this month, where I just was like, I like just didn't have the will to like do anything. I just straight up was like, oh my fucking God, I would love to be dead right now. Which is like awful. It's very dark. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if this is bringing the mood down. Oh my fucking God. It was just like, yeah, it was just rough mental health wise. I don't know what's going on with me. Yeah, my mental health has just like been in shambles. Like I feel like despair is such a, Luna, can we not do this right now? Despair is such a dramatic word, but I just feel like that's the best word to like encompass how I've been feeling. It's just like just very despairing about like, Luna, very despairing about like the state of the world, how I feel about myself, how I feel about my place in the world in the future, and like my relationships, and just like a lot of things. I've just been like, this fucking sucks, holy shit. Sorry, that got really heavy, but these videos are here for me to be honest about when I'm doing great and when I'm doing real fucking shit. And this month has been, like there were parts of this month that were like so wonderful. Like I just felt so happy, and I think that was part of the problem, was I had moments where I felt so fucking good, but like when I'm not actively in those moments and I'm not actively distracting myself from the fact that I'm not in those moments, it like really like the weight of it like hits me, and I'm like, oh, like I'm just miserable because I'm like not, like I'm like miserable, but I'm also like numb to like the fact that I'm not having those really great moments. So it's, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. I'm having a therapy session now. I should just like wrap it up. Like this is like, I'm so sorry. It's like so off topic. Like I was down bad. Like I was on fucking Bumble at 5 a.m. because I was just like, you know what I might as well do? Try to not die alone, miserable, with no family around me by like, I don't know, going on Bumble at 5 a.m. Like that's gonna solve my problems. I've been having absolutely insane, unhinged thoughts. Like, I should have a child. I should like get pregnant. I should have a baby. I should adopt a child, because you know what? If you have a child, at least for a good chunk of their lives, they can't leave you. So you won't be alone, which is not the right headspace to be having children for. Like that's not like, don't have children because you don't want to be alone. Don't have children because you want someone to take care of you when you're older. Those are not good reasons to have children. But I was having absolutely insane thoughts. Like, yeah, like I wanted someone to like always be there and like not be able to leave me because they relied on me. Which is, again, see, that's not a child, that's a dog. You have a dog. Get another dog if that's really what you want. But like, it was just like, oh my fucking God. It was like insane. I'm having like some sort of like breakdown, I think. Like a long, slow, prolonged breakdown. I wish it was like back in the day when they would like prescribe that you go to the ocean for your health. I would love to just like to have a medical doctor be like, she has to just get paid like a month off. Just like go be one with the ocean, because she's down bad. Because I am so down bad. Anyway, so TLDR, headspace bad, mental health bad. Have been seeing my therapist. Don't know how much it's been helping. I don't know if it's almost been like talking about this stuff has almost made shit worse, because now I have to work through it because I'm like cognizant of it. Thinking about my future stresses me out. I feel like I hyper focus on all the little things that are holding me back, and then I stress out, and then I think about the past and how like, if all these other things hadn't happened to me in the past, I'd be better off now. And I just spiral. I'm sorry, I'm rambling in the most incoherent way possible. I'm just like down so bad. I didn't do any of the hobby things So we're not gonna talk about that. But my friend Andy, aforementioned Andy, who lives in Winnipeg, who I do movie nights with and have been watching hockey with, she, wonderful, beloved person that she is, she sent me Dan Is Not on Fire. Dan Howell. Dan is not on fire anymore. I'm sorry, Dan. I didn't mean to bring up the past. But she sent me Dan Howell's book, which I have been wanting to read for a while. And he actually wrote a book about mental health. So I'm kind of excited to read it. Because I have such a soft spot for Dan because I discovered him during some of the worst times of my life. Like, it was like 2012 maybe, it's probably when I discovered Dan. And I like instantly felt like a connection to him. Like, I just was like, oh, we are like it was, you know, the whole parasocial relationship where you're like, oh, you get me, stranger on the internet who I only see a fraction of their life. But I just felt so connected to him, and like just like the stuff he talked about, like his struggles, they resonated with me so much. I also was like into emo music and really sad and really depressed and really lonely, and like I felt like I struggled to make friends and just felt really out of place, and like, I don't know, just felt really sad all the time. Yeah, it was just like nice. And so he's come such a long way, and that like has brought me so much joy. Like, it's weird to be proud of someone you've never met before, but I'm very proud of him. And so when he came out with the book, I really wanted to read it because I was like, oh, because I already feel like we have, like, I feel this kinship with you. I feel like a book from your perspective about you and how you've overcome your personal struggles, or not even overcome necessarily, but how you deal with them, because you're like, obviously like a lot of this stuff is like ongoing, right? But how he deals with them, I feel like that would resonate to me more than like a lot of these like books that are written by like therapists or like professionals do, because like, yeah, they like get it to some degree and a lot of them do go through it themselves, but I think it's different versus having like one of your peers who you respect and who you've seen grow tell you what worked for them. Like, I almost feel like that the anecdotal evidence does a lot, right? And also just, I think Dan is so funny. Like, I feel like he's gonna like present it in a way that's like so dark but so funny and relatable, and that aspect of it, I think, I don't know, I'm just hoping that reading that will help me a little bit, because I don't know, again, I feel like I just connect to Dan a lot. I resonate, like a lot of what he says resonates with me, so I'm hoping the book will do the same. So I'm excited to read that. I haven't been excited to read a book in a really long time, so again, I keep saying this, but I'm hoping that'll like kickstart something in me, but I don't know. Anyways, that was a lot. I'm sorry I rambled. I don't know if any of this was coherent. I think that's all I have to say. What are my goals for the month of July? It's gonna be a shorter month this time around because this one's on July 6th, and then I have to do, depending on the timing, it might only be 3 weeks before I have to film the next one. I'm not sure. The timing sometimes gets weird like that because of my upload schedule. But my goals for the next month are, I'm gonna wash my makeup brushes, put up the shelf and the drawers that I got from Ikea, or get my dad to help me with them. Empty the boxes from when I cleaned out my desk. Try to hydrate more, try some new meals, balance the social food stuff with just like eating healthy at home. Maybe do the fashion video, or at least plan out your outfits and see if it's like feasible. Try some camera shots and see how it works out. Trying on new clothes, or not new clothes, but your old clothes, and putting them into new combos and seeing what fits you now that didn't fit you before. Try the color spray, get your brows done. Try to fight through the depression slumps to do better on like the personal hygiene stuff, like your skincare and your teeth brushing, etc. Try to keep some sort of consistent socialization, whether it's like your weekly meetings with people or just like planning things out with new people. Just like try to not isolate yourself in your room and turn into a slug, because when you do that, all the stuff you're talking about gets so much worse. I think in general, I need to reprioritize, refocus, be less hard on myself, especially on the little things. Just don't get down on myself so much on the little things. I don't know how to do that. It's so weird. I like oscillate so strongly between being like, I am the greatest person who's ever existed ever in the history of humanity, and there's never been anyone worse than me ever in the history of humanity. And like both of those like things exist in my brain simultaneously and fight each other all the time, and it's very exhausting. Like, perhaps I could just like accept that I'm probably average on both ends of the spectrum. Like, I'm probably somewhere just right in the middle, but I need to focus on the small victories and be less hard on myself. Or just get out of my head and try to fucking relax. Holy shit, girl. Relax. It's fine. Whatever. We're on a rock hurtling through space. That's horrifying. Don't think about it. I'm having a bad time. It is getting really late. I'm going to end this video right now. I don't know why you would enjoy it, but if you enjoyed watching this video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you want to hang out with me on other social media platforms, you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. And if you want to catch up with me next week, where I'm hopefully going to be a little bit less insane and less rambly and maybe focus on something and be a little more coherent, please hit that subscribe button. I post new videos every Wednesday, and I will see you guys all then. Bye!